Welcome, everyone. Today we are talking about AI, the future of AI, how you use it practically in business, and how it can help you save lots of time and money. And my guest today is John Long, who is the powering force behind Thynk.ai. John combines his expertise with AI and his passion to help businesses build and grow. So, John, welcome. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you, Gloria. Great to be with you. I'm excited to join you and happy to visit with your folks today. So thank you.
Yeah. So, John, most of the people listening to this, watching this, are solopreneurs. They're out there, they're online marketers, they're, you know, affiliate marketers, network marketers, digital marketers of all kinds. So give us a little bit of background on so everybody's selling something or other, right? So give us a little bit of background because you've been in sales for a very long time. How did you go from sales to Think AI and becoming an expert in AI?
Yeah, so first of all, there has never been a better time in the history of ever for doing what your people are doing right now.
Yeah,
And
right.
the reason I say that is because there are more tools for those that are in those worlds, in those seats, than there have ever been before to help multiply your efforts. And so a little background, I've been in sales for a long time, everything from, B2C sales, sitting down at the kitchen table with folks, selling to them, all the way up to quite literally sitting in the boardrooms with some of the largest companies in the world, and doing sales at an enterprise level, multi-million dollar deals and things like that. And about 2 years ago, my business partner and I were ramping up a new business. And we said, gosh, wouldn't it be great if we could use AI to help with some of the pre-sales, kind of the qualifying, the prospecting, the nurturing side of the business, and just set appointments. So all our sales reps had to do was just check their calendar, and it just had appointment after appointment after appointment, because that's what sales reps get paid for, right? That's
Yeah.
what they get paid for, is talking to customers and selling things. And so we said, yes, let's go and find that technology and buy it and put it to work for us. And so we went out and we searched and searched and searched, and we found this piece and we found that piece and we found, all these little parts and pieces, but nothing that put it all together in one system that actually did what we needed it to do. And so we finally kind of threw our hands up and said, I don't think that this thing exists. We either are going to have to wait until someone else builds it, or maybe we should just build it ourselves. And so we started building this tool ourselves. My business partner has a background in technology and product development. And so we started building it just as a tool for us to use. That was our intention, like internal tool. Couldn't find what we were looking for. Let's build it ourselves, right? And anyway, long story short, we built this tool. It can call, it can text, it can email, it can schedule meetings, it can hold meetings, it can do all these wonderful things. And we built it. And after we got it built, we said, this thing's pretty good. Maybe we should sell it. And long story short, we hard pivot away from the direction we were going and all in on AI, and that's what we've been doing for the last year or so.
Okay, super cool. So, a lot happening in the world these days since you first started looking at, I mean, 2 years ago when we all first started kind of using AI compared to where we are today, it's like, oh, right? Things have gone wild and crazy. So, what do you think is going to happen in the next 12 months with AI?
Wow, we will continue to see things accelerate. We will continue to see AI quite literally being forced into our lives. And the pro and the con there, the pro is that we are going to become more and more used to interacting with AI. We are going to feel that. Our customers are going to feel that. People are going to have this level of comfort raise in terms of interacting with AI. The challenge is that those of us that are on the selling side, we've got to get our arms wrapped around it and understand, how do we use this tool? Because those that do that, those that figure it out first, are going to just absolutely whiz past everybody else, because AI allows you to do so much more. It's a 10x multiplier, it's a 100x multiplier, it's a 1000x multiplier, depending on the use case. And so those that figure it out first will absolutely be the ones leading the race.
I completely and totally agree with you on that. So you said that we're going to be forced to use AI more in our lives. I think that what happens with so many of us is we're using AI. I mean, like we're out there living our lives and we're already using AI. And I'm not saying that, we're using it to create landing pages or websites. I'm saying, we're doing whatever we're doing and AI is involved and we're not even aware of it, right? How do you think AI is going to be forced on us more?
Well, certainly there are inroads into all of the tools that we use with AI already today. And it currently is sitting as kind of a sideline to our normal processes. But AI is going to continue to work its way so it is part of the process. And eventually AI will actually control the process. That's going to be the next big step with AI, is AI actually designing the process instead of humans designing the process and incorporating AI. That's a little further down the road, but it is going to work its way into more mainstream processes for us. And
Yeah.
then businesses that we interact with that use AI will force us to use AI in order to have that business interaction, right? We have customers today that are
Yeah.
using our agents for making their calls, answering their calls, scheduling their meetings, and their customers have no choice if they want to do business with them other than go through AI. And so we're going to continue to see that type of development, that type of proliferation through more and more businesses, through more and more tools that we're using, and it will just become a part of our lives.
So even for those of us who are those solopreneurs, who are the affiliate marketers, digital marketers, network marketers, I mean, everybody that I'm working with regularly is using AI on a daily basis, I would say. There are a handful of people that haven't fully adopted it yet in terms of my teams of people. And we're using it for things like writing email copy, writing social media posts, creating landing pages, websites, coming up with scripts for YouTube videos, TikTok videos, things like that. Um, and I can't believe, because I write tons of emails and tons of promotional copy, not just for myself, but for my team members and all kinds of things. And when I think about the fact that I wrote all of this, like 2 years ago, I wrote all of this myself.
Yeah.
You
How do
know?
we have the time, right? How do we do that?
And I still feel like I'm busier than ever. So, like, what happened with all those hours that AI saved me? What am I doing? I'm doing something wrong because I don't feel like I'm sitting back, living the high life. But what about for these solopreneurs or small entrepreneurs? Do you think in order to stay competitive, that we will have to use AI for ourselves, for our businesses?
Oh, of course. As a solopreneur, time is your constraint, right? Time
Yeah.
is your constraint, which means you can only do, you know, 24 hours worth of work a day. No one's going to be able to do 24 hours of work a day, but we can only do a certain amount of work a day. And so we have to use tools to maximize our time, to be as efficient as we can possibly be. The tools that you just ran through with your list there, almost 100%, maybe even 100% of those are generative AI, where we're giving the AI something, we're waiting for AI to give us back something, and then we maybe go back and forth a couple of times to polish and kind of shine the thing, but ultimately we're using it as this back and forth partner, and then we take that as an ingredient into something else, right? We take a piece of
Yeah.
that and it becomes the copy on our website. We take a piece of that, it becomes the copy in an email. What we're starting to do at Thynk and what we're helping people do is more agentic AI, where we are creating agents that do tasks. So rather than us having this back and forth, we say, okay, agent, your job is to schedule sales appointments for me, call people, text people, email people, have meetings, answer their questions, do whatever you need to do to qualify and schedule these people, and you take care of it. And we push that to the agent, and the agent does the rest. It does the rest. It works until it achieves that desired outcome, right? That's where we start to not see like, oh, wow, instead of taking 2 hours to do that, it took me an hour. I saved an hour. Woohoo. That's where it's like, wow, I used to spend 30 hours a week doing prospecting and qualifying. And now I spend an hour a week training my agent, making sure it's dialed in. And I take the other 29 hours and I'm able to put it towards sales or family or whatever it is that we're wanting to spend
Right.
time with, right?
Yeah. So I'm just really thinking about, can you give us, it doesn't have to be something that necessarily, a solopreneur, a small business owner would do, but could you give us a real life example? Because at some point you have to get the human being prospect into the AI funnel, if you will,
Sure.
right? So can you give us an example? You talked about booking a sales call. How do you still get the human being to the AI? What are you still doing to drive traffic to the AI? Because that's really what it's all about, right? You have to drive traffic, qualified traffic somehow or other to that AI bot who's booking the appointments and doing all the follow up and the qualifying and everything else.
So we predominantly are seeing our agents used in one of two ways. The first is kind of a top of funnel. So people are out there doing their marketing, right? They're putting their ads out, they're holding their webinars or whatever it is, and they're attracting people to the business. And
Right.
the first person, right, that they have interaction with is the AI agent. The AI agent is answering questions, qualifying, making sure that we get them to the right thing, reminding them of meetings, scheduling appointments, managing my calendar. All of those things are being handled by the agent so that my time is spent just talking to interested, qualified prospects. Okay, so top of funnel from sales and marketing activities. The other way that we're seeing it, and this is really powerful, and I'll give you a specific example on this one in just a second, is on the back end, all of us as marketers have past people that we've spoken with, leads that have come in that didn't qualify, leads that
Absolutely.
didn't sell, but they haven't done anything for a while, they've churned, etc. Right? We have these, I call them our dead leads, right? The leads that we've kind of swept into the corner, and we all know that we should be doing something with them. And maybe we have like an email blast that goes out once a month, and we're like, oh, I'm taking care of them. I'm sending them an email once a month. And we all ignore those emails that we get every month anyway, right? So we're really not taking care of them. So we have this pile of dead leads. We can take those contacts and we can give them to the agent, say, re-engage these people, reach out to them, call them, email them, text them, re-engage them, ask them these questions, find out what they're interested in, sell them these products, right? And it will actually take those people, re-engage them and pull them back into the active funnel so that now we're able to continue to get value out of those past efforts that we've had and those past leads that have come in. So that's a great one.
Now, yeah, that is crazy, crazy powerful. So let's take that example because I love that example because we all have tons of dead leads,
Yeah.
right?
So
Um,
I'll give you a quick example, Gloria.
yeah.
You'll love this. So we have a customer, they're not quite a solopreneur. There's, I don't know, maybe 10 people in the organization. So not a
Okay.
large organization, but not a solopreneur, but still the example holds. They are an e-commerce company. They sell kind of high-end health equipment, hyperbaric chambers, red light therapy
Okay.
devices, things like that, right?
Right.
Um, they've got a fairly large database of either past customers or leads that have come in one sort or another. And so 2 weeks ago was Father's Day, and I don't know when this is airing, but it'll help us understand a little bit. But a couple weeks ago was Father's Day, and they called us the Friday before Father's Day, so 2 days until Father's Day at 3:30 in the afternoon, and said, "Hey, we think we'd like to run a Father's Day special. Can you help us? We want to engage 16,000 people." Okay, so they had a list of 16,000 people. They said, can you text all of them and can you call all of them? We said, oh, sure, no problem. And so we had our agent, which was already set up and ready to go for them. They were already using agents, right? We said, call and text these people. Here's the messaging, go. And within, I don't even know what it was, maybe an hour and a half, our agent had reached out to 16,000 people, call, text. Those that were interested started to engage, and the agent was trained on how to have an engaging conversation. They sold $90,000 worth of products Father's Day weekend as a result.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a perfect example. So we all know that some people are nervous about AI. It scares them. And they're especially nervous about using it in their business. Maybe they feel like, it doesn't sound like a human being, it sounds fake, it sounds phony. Um, what do you say to those people?
A couple of things. Number one, I get it. It is scary, right? It's intelligence of a non-human form. That's
Yeah.
scary, right? When we were kids and we thought of intelligence of a non-human form, it was little green people with antennas, right? That came in spaceships.
Mhm.
These guys aren't green and they don't have antennas, but maybe they came in spaceships. I don't know. But I get that it's a little bit scary because it's new, right? And anytime we've had new technology come, we've been a bit scared of it, right? We were scared of the internet. We were scared of cell phones. Heck, we were scared of cars. If you go back and you look at when farm tractors were introduced, farmers were like, "No way, those are scary," right? So new technology does come across as scary. And so we understand that. It's okay to be scared. What's not okay is to sit on the sidelines until you become obsolete, right? We
Yeah,
have an obligation to ourselves, to our businesses, to those that we work with, to stay current and to understand those things that are coming out, right? If if we were in the tree trimming business and the only thing we had was an axe and someone came to us and said, "Hey, look at this new thing called a chainsaw." And we said, "Oh, that's never going to catch on. That's scary. It's moving, it's loud, it's noisy. I don't want to use that." We're going to go out of business because there's no way that we can keep up with chainsaws when we're using an axe, right? And so we
absolutely.
owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our businesses, those we work with, to learn and understand the new technology. Now, for those that are like, "Well, it's not very human-like," number one, it's getting really good. It's getting really good. In fact, if you go to our website, you can see this, but we have customers regularly that will ask our agents, "Now, wait a second, are you human or are you AI?" And they truly don't know. They're not sure. They're suspecting, maybe this is AI, but I'm not sure. So they're asking the question. So it's getting really good. It's only going to get better, right? And then also, like I mentioned earlier, AI is going to be forced on us. It already is. It's happening. We are, as a society, going to become more and more accustomed to interacting with AI and accepting the fact that that is the way business is done. And so anyway, that's how I would respond to people and encourage them, right? Say, yes, be scared, but move forward.
Hmm. Absolutely. So, what do you see as some low-hanging fruit for people that, want to start using AI more and they're selling something, which well, I don't know of any human being who's not selling something. They don't think they are necessarily, but they are. But for those of us who are, digital marketers, online marketers, network marketers, affiliate marketers, what do you see as some of the low-hanging fruit so that you can actually start getting a return on your investment?
Sure.
Because let's face it, any of these things are going to cost money, right? If you want to implement them, they're going to cost money. So, how do you start doing this and really truly get a return on your investment?
So there's always a bit of a step-by-step process to learning about new technology. And so first of all, if you're not using AI, go to ChatGPT, set up a free account and start playing with it, right? And everyone always
Absolutely.
goes and they put something goofy in, like, "Tell me a story I can share with my cat," or, something like that. Start with whatever you feel comfortable with and slowly start working up, but be intentional about saying, "I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn how to use this in my business." And there are some very inexpensive or even free tools out there that you can start learning. But as you start to ratchet your way up and you start to take it more and more serious, you are going to have to pay for some of these tools, and things aren't free. There are tools. Our tool has a fantastic affiliate program associated with it. Allow our affiliate program to pay your bills so that you can use the tool to grow your affiliate programs, right? There's some great
Love
like that. And so find ways to use it. But you've got to just start adopting. And the thing that's so interesting, and Gloria, if you think back to your own use with AI, and you go back to the first time, maybe a couple of years ago, when you tried ChatGPT for the first time or whatever it was, you were scared too, right? But now
Oh, yeah.
you've used it more and more, you literally have had a mindset switch where you approach business differently now than you did 2 years ago. You look at the world differently now than you did 2 years ago. You literally begin when you've started to adopt AI to think differently, which is where the name of our business came from. The reason we're called Thynk.ai, and it's spelled with a Y, right? Thynk. The reason why we named it that is because there is this fundamental change that takes place where we literally look at the world with different viewpoint with AI, and allow that to happen in your life by adopting it, trying it, testing it, using it. And if you feel the fear, that's okay, but use it.
Yep. Love it. John, anything else you want to? I mean, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for getting my brain thinking. I really appreciate that. I love, thinking about new things and stretching myself. Anything else you want to leave with our listeners and viewers?
We'd love to connect with any of you that's possible. I'm sure you'll put some links in the show notes, Gloria.
Absolutely.
So you've got all of that, but you can always hit us at Thynk.ai, Thynk.ai. We'd love to help anybody that we can.
Thank you so much, John. Really, really appreciate this.
Thanks, Gloria.